while still staying engaged. He said as soon as he settled down, he realized how many opportunities were in front of him. There were a lot of people calling him saying, "Hey, we'd love to get you involved in this." And so he's being selective, but I love to see what he's doing, staying engaged in entrepreneurship and mentorship, and really putting his money to good use in the charitable efforts of his family. So it's exciting.
Interesting. That's super exciting. Thanks for sharing that. I'm going to switch topics a little bit, still focused on people getting close to or in retirement. But you wrote this great book called "Smart Not Spoiled," right? That's the title. What's the rest of the title?
The 7 money skills kids must master before leaving the nest.
So now, thinking still of people who are in their 50s or 60s, one of the chapters, I think maybe the last chapter is in generosity. It's on generosity.
Yep.
Do you have any advice for parents or grandparents on how they can pass on that value of generosity to heirs? And why is that important? Why is that a focus that they should think about?
The more people I speak with, the more I realize there's a lot to be passed on and inherited beyond financial assets. And people really do care about passing on a legacy of values and principles and stories. A lot of times they want to pass down family stories. And so generosity is a mantra that many people would love to build as a foundation in their family. And I think that to be successful and to have an abundant mindset is to be generous and to not believe that money is scarce and that opportunity is a zero-sum game. So if you've got an abundance mindset and you're generous, why not teach that to the next generation? If you're listening to this podcast about financial success and retirement planning, you're probably in the 1% of the world at the very top. So you have a lot of abundance and blessings that you can share with others. So teaching that to the next generation and even the grandkids, I think, is not just an opportunity, but an obligation. Whether that's starting a charitable foundation, whether it's doing something simple like asking your kids and grandkids, what causes do we care about as a family? What can we give money to? More importantly, what can we give time and service to? So in that chapter, I share some specific examples of my wife and I doing some cool things with our kids, even on travel visits where we're looking for ways to serve and make a difference and be generous. I think that's something that we all have the opportunity, like I said, but also the obligation to do. So think about ways of creating a legacy plan for your family in retirement. What could I do and utilize my abundance of time and money and resources to really leave a lasting impact on the next generation? It's a question we really should all be asking ourselves, regardless of how old we are.
Oh, I love that. Love it. Chad, one other question around retirement, mainly focused on, I'd say, a business owner or entrepreneur who kind of have a different, they have a different freedom, I guess, in how they're going to use their time, right? There's this concept of retiring in your business, focusing on the things that you love doing, that you're good at, and really move the needle. Do you ever recommend not retiring, even if someone has the financial means to and has the ability to? Do you ever recommend not doing so?
Yes, I do. I'm a pretty open book, Dave. My wife and I could have financially hung up the sneakers a long time ago, and yet I love what I do, and I'm doing way less of the things I don't love to do. And so why would I leave that? As Dan Sullivan says, people don't retire from freedom and enjoyment. So I think there's a place for that. You can certainly set up your business as a business owner. You can set it up in a way to where you're focused on the very few activities that really give you energy and you can provide a lot of impact and value in, and have great team members handle the rest. As we're having this interview right now, my team is having meetings with clients in the conference room right next to us. That's something that they're great at, that gives them energy. They dig into the financial planning details. And I'd rather be doing things like this, talking on TV and talking on the news and podcasts and sharing ideas and brainstorming with other entrepreneurs and experts. That's something that gives me energy. So I certainly think there's a place for no retirement, where retirement is dead. I think retirement can be seen somewhat as in an old school way, where it's, if you worked in an industry factory for 40 years, your back's going to give out, your neck's going to give out. You're not going to be able to last much longer. So it's like, how quickly can I be done with this labor